Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl GVL, and I am your main host of Plugg3D SoulCast, and you are now being plugged in. First, want to give my sister a shout out. Of course, it's her in the background. I won't have music all the time, I don't think. I don't plan to on every background, but I really want to get my sister out there, get her beats out there and noticed, and 'cause she's amazing. Her work is amazing. Her name is Dee Dee on the beat. I will link all of her stuff again in the description box below. So if you guys are interested in a beat, hit my sister up. Like I said, one of the coldest female producers I know. Again, with this episode, I am outside with it. Earlier today, when I went to record this, and I did end up recording it, I just was not feeling it. I was just feeling super drained, and I felt kind of pressured to put this out because I know people have been asking me, like, when are you gonna drop another one? So I was like, okay. And little do they know that, like, over the last 2-3 days, I've been contemplating on what I want to, speak about, or what I would like this episode to be about. And it is my 5th episode, which I'm very excited about because I don't know. I'm just really excited about it. So I wanted to do something. Oh, heck no. I don't know if y'all heard that, but that was like a bunch of bees. But anyways, it is my 5th episode. And then, like I said, it is spring. So I have a lot, there's a lot just ties in together that I know that I'm aligned with what I'm supposed to be talking about today. The number 5 meaning doors of opportunity are presenting themselves, and it's spring. What does spring mean? Spring means renewal. Spring means growth. Spring means abundance. Spring means harvest, reaping the harvest. So like I do with the old New Year's that I fell in line with, so January, I wrote, I just don't know why this thing likes to act up when I come outside. It's like perfectly fine when I'm inside, but when I'm outside, it's just so much freaking interference, but it's so peaceful out here, and I like the nature background that it produces too. So, oh my gosh, this is gonna irritate me. But anyways, as I was saying, spring, it's renewal, it's growth, it's abundance, it's harvest. So, with that being said, for like the 3rd time, I went ahead and wrote down some quote unquote New Year's resolutions, just stuff that I would like to either incorporate into my new daily life or something I would love to change. So I did that today after meditating and, getting grounded and more in tune with spirit. So with my resolutions, I did something a little different this time around when it came to writing these down. So I'm going to give you what I wrote down, and then I'm going to give you the example of what I did after that. So some of my resolutions, I'm not going to read all of them because I'm not going to put myself on Front Street like that yet. And I know I said I wanted to be real raw and uncut. Some stuff is just, it's better left unsaid. So some of the things I wrote down was, I'm so done. I'm over here recording. Sister telling me that she got some edibles, some brownies. But okay. Anyways, so like I said, I was up writing and contemplating on what I should do. So my first thing that I wrote down was to stop comparing. Everyone has their own timeline, and comparisons never get us anywhere. Think before I react or speak. Choose words carefully and with great thought. Apologize. Pay attention, because every instance is a learning moment. Meditate, and I put meditate to ground myself and to open myself up so I can be used by the Most High. so I can, be in clear communication. Stop overthinking. I really want to get more into teaching my children, being more present and having more patience because they are children. And then I've said stay on top of things. It's okay to rest, just don't get comfortable in that state, and no more procrastinating. And so what I did, the thing that I did different this time was I took all of those resolutions instead of just writing them and be like, I want to this, and that. I want to this, and that. I started every sentence with I am. So that would look a little like, I am stopping comparisons. I realize everyone has their own timeline, and I know comparisons don't take us anywhere positive. I am going to think before I react or speak. I'm going to choose my words carefully and with great thought. I'm going to apologize in every instance I am wrong. I am going to pay the F attention because I know every instance is a learning moment. I'm going to meditate daily to ground myself and stay close to the Most High. And I'm going to activate and cleanse my chakras daily. I am going to stop overthinking. Let whatever it may be, be. I'm going to teach my babies. I'm going to be more present and have more patience. As I know that they are children who are little sponges that pick up on everything. Remember how things made you feel as a child. I'm going to stay on top of things. I know it's okay to rest, but very important to not stay in that state. And then I am no longer a slave to procrastination. I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do in that moment or the time stated it would be done. I'm going to care for myself. I deserve to be pampered and catered to by myself. I'm going to live a healthier lifestyle, so I am not passing down premature death in my bloodline for generations to come. And then with a different pen, I wrote, I strive to be better daily. Change is constant, and we are forever evolving. So I'm going to put this down. And I just want to encourage y'all today. Like I said, it's the new year, spring. And in this moment, you are the creator of your own destiny, of whatever you want to do. I say go for it. Take that leap of faith. Do what you need to do, whatever it is, to make that come to fruition, because society has put so much pressure on us, and has molded us into these people and these things that we are really not satisfied with this life. We were not meant to come down to this earth and live life to work, pay bills, and die. We were meant to come to live life. We were meant to come and learn about living life. And as a part of God's creation, learn to be the creator of our own destiny and do what we need to do in order to be successful. This is what I'm doing in my new year. I am manifesting a whole lot, and I know it's going to come to fruition. It's been prophesied over myself my whole life. I've been told my whole life, even in church, about about the great stuff that I'm going to do. And now I'm finally in the place where I'm putting my best foot forward. Well, I wouldn't say my best because I have been slacking. And I'm holding myself accountable because I have been. But I know that I got to put my best foot forward if I want to live the life that I want, that I was created to live, that was meant for me. And what I want is, I want freedom. I want to be able to do what I want. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to take my kids with me. I want to be able to be with my kids. I want to be able to teach my kids. I want to be able to, live, like I said, just free. Just free of stress, free of worry, free of everything else. And that's another thing too that I wanted to talk about. That is one thing about me that I have broke free of, And I'm so proud of myself for doing it, and I'm getting mad thinking about it. But I used to care way too much about what other people thought. I cared way too much. I cared way too much. And when I say that I cared way too much, it was mostly the people that I loved. I cared way too much about. I cared way too much about their opinions. And that's where I went wrong, because I let them try to shape me into what they thought I should have been or what I should be. Because you know what, guys, and that's one thing about me. I am humble, but I am very talented. There is nothing that I can't do, literally. I can put my mind, if I put my mind to it, if I put my hands to it, it is done. And it is done to perfection. And that's just how I am, and that's how I've always been. But like I said, it's just, my judgment and my vision has been clouded, because you want to make the people you love happy, and I get that. You really do. You strive every day to try to make the people you love happy. But what about you? What about what makes you happy? Don't you matter? After all, this is your life. You ain't living it for them. You're not living their life. So why do you care what they think? Why do you hold their opinion to such a standard that you've let it shape you into being somebody that you're not? I am no longer people pleasing. I'm no longer living in a state of people pleasing. I'm at the point where I don't care what other people think. Because what they think is not going to do nothing for me. It ain't paying bills. It ain't doing nothing it's supposed to. Because it's an opinion. It's just that. Y'all excuse the little background noises. But I've gotten to the point where I'm just tired of, and I've been like this for a few years. I got tired of trying to please people, not being happy, not being fulfilled, not feeling fulfilled, because I knew I was meant for something greater. And you know what, y'all? I know I'm meant to be my own boss. And I've said that. I've said that for a long time. I've been saying it. I am my own boss, okay? I am my own boss. My bad, y'all. It's a little moment of silence because I'm just thinking. Sometimes, you guys, if I get silent, I'm just listening. Because sometimes spirit be talking to me, or sometimes I just want to listen to see if there's anything that I should say. But yes, this is also an episode that is literally just a freestyle. I had intentions on what I wanted to speak about, but we can make plans. But if that's not what's in for the cards, then that's just not what it's going to be. I could plan it for a different time, and I probably will. Probably after recording this, record the message that I did want to get out for my episode 5. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it flow. And a majority of the time, y'all, I'm probably gonna let the show flow however it goes, whatever message that I feel like I need to bring. I will have structure to it though, in the future episodes. But I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I've been through a whole lot in the last 11 days. I kind of went into hermit mode. Because I've been going through some lessons, and I just been, like I said, going within and trying to deal with it. And I don't like a lot of people do not know anything about what be going on with me, for the simple fact that I've always been this way, but I stay to myself. I isolate myself, and I never knew why I did that until now. I would isolate myself because I need to put that energy back into me. And I need to, I'm a person that I will self search. I will soul search myself and see what it is that I need to go in and fix, or what it is that I need to fix, or just go through the emotions, whatever I'm feeling. I allow myself to do that without being disturbed, without being bothered. And I don't want anybody to take that the wrong way. Especially the people that are close to me. A lot of y'all know, and I've told y'all, it has nothing to do with you guys. And I appreciate and I love y'all when y'all reach out and you tell me you thinking about me, that you praying for me, or anything of that nature. I really do. I appreciate it. And I also appreciate the ones that respect my season of isolation. I got a lot of family members that do that for me, and friends that respect it, and they know when I'm okay, when I start, responding back, when I start texting back. But I do that because, like I said, and I used to think it was because I didn't want to burden people with my problems. And now, like, looking at it now, that is totally not the case, because I know that when something does bother me, I speak up. And I speak up, especially if it still bothers me. I'm going to keep talking about it until it bothers me no more. So when I do go into these, now that I realize I go into these isolations because I need to put that energy back into myself, and I need to focus that energy into, helping me heal, whatever it takes to help me heal, and you know what? I'm not even going to make it the next episode. So we're going to go into talking about healing your inner child. That is actually one of the lessons I was going through within the 11 days. Because, man, the awakenings and the ascensions and the transcendence and all that, it's been happening one right after the other. So this was one of the ones I did. I started focusing on only because, Spirit started bringing it up, because I started noticing things like stuff that reminded me of my childhood that would bring back that little girl, like bring that little girl out. It started last week when I was outside in the backyard, and I have the little table that my stuff is sitting on right now. I was standing up on it, and I was looking over the fence, because in our backyard behind it is nothing but desert, because we are close to the white tanks. So it is literally nothing but desert. And I was just looking, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be out there. Why do I want to be out there so bad? Like, why do I want to go out there and explore so bad? Not knowing, well, not even not knowing, but just knowing that as a kid, I lived in Big River, California. And if you've ever been there, my hometown, my people from my hometown will know what I'm talking about. It's nothing but desert. Like, the houses are literally, I want to say, maybe half a mile to a mile away from each other. So in between those spaces was desert. And I remember, because my best friend, my childhood best friend, Katie, used to live right down the street. And there was this big old patch of desert that kind of, we could run across to get to the house quicker. We could use the roads, but there was a desert that we can essentially walk through and get there. I remember as a kid, I used to be barefoot running through the desert to my best friend's house. Just running with no care in the world. No, like, the fears that I have now, I should say had, because this just happened when I was going out back exploring. But the fears that I have now, weren't the ones that I had as a kid. I had no cares in the world when it came to being outside in the desert. I remember being outside all the time. I was climbing trees. I was digging holes. And I'm sorry, Mom. And I'm sorry to my second mom, Katie's mom, because we did have all the dishes outside in the backyard, all the silverware out in the backyard, digging holes and playing in the water, just playing outside, just being a kid, but being out in the desert. So when I looked back out in the backyard, but beyond the backyard, I was like, yeah, today I'm going back there. I just want to explore. So I ended up going, and I cannot tell you guys the peace that I have, because I'm sitting here and I'm walking, like I said, it's just nothing but pure desert. And I'm seeing flowers that I used to see when I was a little kid. They're considered quote unquote weeds, but they are really not weeds. But seeing flowers and bushes that I used to see as a kid, remembering the smells, like taking in the smells, just going and really, like I said, me and my best friend, we went to this one place. There's places called washes, and like when the storms would go on, that's when the floods would happen, and the water would go through these washes. My best friend lived down the road from a wash, and me, her, and her dog went down there one day because we were exploring, and we were like, we like this. It's like a ditch, a big like avalanche, like kind of type thing. And we were fascinated by it. So we went over there and we were like, hey, this is me, you, and baby girl spot. And baby girl was her dog. And we ended up naming the place Bavacamo for baby girl, avalanche, Katie, and Moni. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you see how creative we are as kids. Like, we literally were just in the state of creating and being creative and imaginative. Another thing was, like I said, just stuff. I started seeing stuff. I started seeing stuff on TikTok pertaining to my childhood, just stuff that like would hit me in my heart, like, oh my gosh, like I'm really, like, we getting older, like we're no longer kids. But seeing stuff, like there was this show, it was a short on Nick Jr. It was called, I believe it's called Ambi and Dexter. And just thinking about it, and I was talking about it with my brother and my sister, and we ended up just watching the episodes, and then the next day it ended up popping up on IG for me, and I was like, I was literally just talking about it. So y'all, with all this, I started going within, and I started to, they call it reparent your inner child. I don't want to make this too long, but I do have some pictures and stuff that I wanted to go off. And when when I say was reparenting my inner child, I'm gonna read this little excerpt. It says, reparenting means giving to ourselves what we needed when we were children. Back then, our parents did not satisfy all our needs. As we are now adults, taking care of our inner child is our responsibility. Growing up, we often realize that our parents did the best they could according to their level of awareness, and we managed to let go of any residual blame or anger against them. Yet, we still need to heal our scars. All right, so that was one thing I started doing. I started reparenting the kid in me. I had a pretty exciting, to say the least, childhood growing up. I was 12 years old when my mom passed, and that kind of took a toll on me. Before my mom had passed, my parents had gotten a divorce. Good Lord, I couldn't say that. And I felt like, good Lord, y'all forgive me. I feel like as a kid, sorry y'all. I feel like as a kid, sorry, it's about to start doing this stupid stuff again. You kind of stifle that stuff. Like, you don't really, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for like my sister's experience, my brother's experience with this. I can only speak for mine. So I really didn't, it affected me, but I didn't think it affected me as bad as it did. Once they got the divorce, and then we all chose to stay with our mom, and then our mom ended up passing, and then we went with our dad for a little bit, and then our aunts my dad's sisters ended up getting custody of us. So I felt like everything that I went through, I had to grow up way too, excuse me, there's a bug trying to fly in my face. I'm sorry. But I feel like I had to grow up way too fast because of all the events that were taking place in my life. I didn't have time to be a kid, but the stuff that I do remember being a kid, it brought me back to actually like being in that state of mind of being a kid. But like I said, I lost my mom, and I have my sister that's 10 months younger than me, but looking up to me because I am the big sister. So I feel like I had to take over that role, and she'll tell you today that I'm like her mom. So she'll tell you it wasn't what I was trying to do. It was just, as a kid, like I felt like that's what I needed to do as the older sister, is protect my sister, do what I needed to do to help my sister out. There's a lot of stuff that I went through as a teen too. And I think that might be the next thing that I work on is my inner teen. But my inner child, just remembering the cartoons we used to watch. Watching those, I started reconnecting with my inner child. I started watching this stuff. I started doing stuff that reminded me of my childhood, the stuff that I would do. Like I said, going out and exploring in the backyard. Like I just remember as a kid, like we had the desert in our backyard as well. Just always walking in the desert, being out there, being outside. That is the biggest thing, was being outside. So I've been able to reconnect with my inner child and start to reparent my baby. If you guys have me on Facebook, my current profile picture, I did write a caption, and I had to tell my little self, if I could hug you, I would. And I would just hug you so tight, because you survived so much. She survived so much. And I'm talking in of course, third person, but she survived so freaking much. And it just puts a whole lot of stuff into perspective. Because, like I said, I'm 30 years old. Looking back at a lot of the stuff that I went through as a kid, I shouldn't have went through. And I did. There was a time too that I had sat there and I was just thinking, and I literally just hugged myself and I cried. I did. And I was hugging my inner child, my little baby. And then, like I said, there was another post that I had posted about like that inner voice, that voice that I heard as a kid. It was me the whole time, the higher me, telling myself, keep going, you got this, you got this. No, just keep going, you got this. Literally being my own cheerleader this whole time. But like I said, y'all, I'm sorry. I do not want to make this very long. I more than likely am going to be recording another episode tonight. I don't know if I'll drop it tonight. But I will be recording like crazy, because I feel like it is so important. I'm going to go more in depth about the inner child healing. But I don't want this to be too long and boring. I just want to say I appreciate all of you who tune in and who listen, who come to support me. I really do appreciate you guys. Whether I have 0 to 15 people, subscribers, I don't care. There's 15 people willing to listen to me. And I appreciate that so much, because I really just want to be out here helping get y'all started in the process of healing and really getting to know you for who you truly are, not what society has shaped you into, not what your parents want you to be, not what your family wants you to be, but who you truly are, and staying true to yourself. But I wish you all the purest love, the purest joy, and the purest peace on this earth. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. If you don't tune in to the rest of my episodes, go check out the rest of my episodes too, y'all. But I want to thank y'all. Have a good day. I love y'all. All praise to the Most High. And you are now Plugged out.